Hello and welcome to 49ers Playbook, the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. The 49ers suffered a heartbreaking loss on Sunday night to the Packers in a game where it seemed defeat was snatched from the jaws of victory on a game-ending 51-yard field goal from Mason Crosby. The 49ers' offense struggled getting any momentum early on, and likewise the defense struggled slowing down the Packers' offensive attack. The second half, though, yielded much better results on both sides of the ball, so this week we'll look to see why it was that, for the 49ers, it truly was a tale of two halves. We'll also address what we're seeing from film about whether or not the 49ers should look to a change in quarterback to become a greater downfield threat outside the numbers. It's something that has been hotly debated and discussed all over 49ers social media, so we'll take a look at a few plays and see what's going on. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. So we'll start out on the defensive side of the ball. One thing that Saleh was really good with versus the Packers in 2019 was being able to disguise coverage. So let's look at a play from 2019. Here we're going to show cover 3 pre-snap with a single safety. The Packers have an RPO called, or run pass option, and with the presentation of an 8-man box and Richard Sherman playing a deep third, Rodgers will look to pull the ball and throw a quick out to Davante Adams. But the defense times the snap just right and will rotate into cover 2 zone, with Sherman in flat coverage. So when Rodgers pulls the ball and looks to the quick out, he sees Sherman about to drive on the ball. Saleh did this kind of thing a number of times in both meetings in 2019, looking to disguise and trap Rodgers. In this meeting, we saw very little disguise and trap. So far under Ryans, the 49ers haven't been shy of revealing their coverage pre-snap and looking to bump and run to try and slow down receivers to give the pass rush time to get home. The problem was we just didn't match up with Green Bay's receivers to run this style of defense. Here we're going to come out and not hide anything. We're in single high safety, pressed across the board, and we're looking to go with bump and run coverage, and we'll have Warner to help on a quick slant from the 3 receiver side. The Packers have double smash concepts called that has an underneath curl and a corner route or fade route. It's been around a long time. Harbaugh used to run this with Anquan Bolden all the time, but the fade is usually an alert versus man. So Rodgers knows he's going to this fade pre-snap. He's just going to pick his matchup. At the snap, K1 bites on a jab step inside, and within 5 yards is out of phase with the receiver. We saw this numerous times in the game. This is a really great throw, but even when the throw wasn't great, we were flagged for pass interference multiple times because our defensive backs just kept getting out of phase. The next drive, we're going to come out and show cover 4 pre-snap. The Packers are going to run one of our staple plays, and if you've watched the channel, it's one you've seen a number of times, the pin concept. Rodgers reads Ward, the safety being put in a stretch, and sees him drive on the dig, which leaves the post wide open for a big gain. Again, Saleh would move guys around and shift coverage to change the key read for Rodgers on several plays in 2019. Here we get burned and it leads to a score. Then we're again going to show cover 1 bump and run, and the Packers are running the same plays earlier, double smash concepts, and Rodgers goes to the same route, same side. This time the coverage is pretty tight, but we get a pass interference call. But you can see this is literally the same play, same defense, similar result. Again, we're going to show bump and run coverage, and Rodgers will just look to hit Davante Adams on a deep fade. It's another play that's not a great throw, but Mosley got out of phase again and gets flagged for PI. We're just not matching up well on the outside. And then again, we show press man. They go to Adams on a fade again. Then again, we show press man, and they go to Adams on a fade again. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot here. So there you see, we kept presenting the same coverage and they just kept going to the same routes against it because we were not matching up on the outside. At some point, the defense had to make a change, and they did in the second half. But right now, we'll jump to the offense and see why we started out so slow. We really struggled in the run game and specifically winning some of our matchups. Here, we're going to run our toss play that we've seen a bunch of times, and Mac just gets beat badly by the nose tackle and it blows up the play. We also struggled against sticky man coverage. Here, we're going to run a levels concept and have Ayuk on a corner route. The Packers are playing a form of two-man. At the snap, Jimmy sees the safety widen and the corner playing good technique on the corner route. From there, he looks to the middle of the field where the safeties aren't. He reads inside leverage by Sanu, sidesteps the pressure, and makes an accurate throw. Sanu just didn't win on his route and we're forced to punt on the drive. So our next drive, we again get set back by the run game. We're going to run a wide receiver sweep. And Mac gets taken out right at the snap and isn't able to get to the second level on the linebacker, as well as Juice and Kittle not being able to hand off the block on the edge, and we're stuffed for a loss on the play. We're still able to get some yards back on a tight end reverse, but are stuffed on 3rd and short. We're going to run a mesh concept. Since the Packers were in man coverage last time on 3rd and short, we expect man coverage again, and the mesh is a man coverage beater. The defense was completely ready though. They pretty much guessed the play call. I saw Arizona do this to us last year. They presented man coverage on 1 3rd and short, and the next time they went with a coverage to beat the mesh concept. Here, the Packers end up running zone and the defense pretty much knows the play, so it's just completely covered. I've seen our mesh concept get guessed out 3 times now in the past 2 years. I love Kyle as a play caller, but he needs to realize teams are guessing this pattern. And here we'll talk about the interception. You'll recognize this play. We run our own pin concept. So think back to the play from the Packers before. Here, they're in cover 4 pre-snap. And so just like Rodgers saw the safety drive on the dig and open the post, that's what Garoppolo sees. The difference in how the play ends up isn't the quarterback, it's the backside corner. On this play, Alexander just makes a heck of a play, bailing out of his deep third responsibility and going and making a play on the ball. That's a situation where you just tip your hat and you move on. So now look, are the 49ers just missing some deep shots? I think we've all seen the immense amount of talk regarding Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense throwing deep. But we all know that those who watch this channel are not your average fan. They are the most enlightened and most sophisticated football fans in the world. So they'll be able to handle this question. Are we just a different quarterback away from opening up the deep ball? Here, we're going to look to hit Ayuk on a deep corner route off of play action. The idea is you're going to isolate the corner off of the run fake. And we've run these digs and posts off of play action, so you look to get the corner to bite on this post corner. We run the play fake and Ayuk takes a jab step inside, but the corner isn't buying it. You can make the argument for illegal contact, but the shot we try and take is covered. And on top of that, Mac got completely bullied in pass protection. But that's only one play, it doesn't prove anything, we'll keep moving on. Here, we're going to try and take another shot. We're going to run a play fake with a running back flare out and have the second tight end act like he's going to block and then slip out on a fade. We've hit some plays like this to use check over the years. We run the play fake and Jimmy will turn and pump to the opposite side. We're trying to sell this in two different ways to get the route open. The problem was the defender didn't bite on it in any way, and the route is well covered and Jimmy has to check it down. Okay, that's still only a couple plays, let's keep looking. Next, we'll look to an old West Coast offensive staple to take a shot. Here we're going to run the sluggo route with Ayuk. The sluggo is short for slant and go, so the receiver will fake a slant and then run a go route. We set this up earlier with a double slant concept. And so here we do get the corner to bite. He's open, but Williams didn't realize he had a center slide to his side and left Preston Smith free off of the edge, so Jimmy just tried to get rid of the ball. Next, we try and hit Ayuk on a deep crosser. So similar to a smash, we're going to look to run Sanu on a curl route and then get Ayuk in behind it on a deep crosser. The safety, however, plays it perfectly, and when Jimmy looks to it, it's just not there. And the pressure starts to get home. Okay, well, am I just going to show all the plays that were covered well? This was the only play I saw where I felt like we did have an opportunity to take a shot, and we didn't. Here, we're going to run a speedo concept off of play action. The speedo usually involves a deep fade and a deep crosser. Here, we vary it a little to try and grab the free safety and have it be a seam to corner route. And Green Bay plays this kind of oddly, but you can see Sherfield did get a step on the corner, and we do have a chance here. But you can also see that it grabbed the inside safety, and Sanu's dig is wide open. Do you take the really tight window throw, or do you throw the wide open dig? We do end up scoring a touchdown on this drive, so it's not like this play costs us anything in the game. So you may ask, why are you trying to show this? Why would you believe in Jimmy Garoppolo after everything? Well, I'll show you on a few plays. Plays like this, where Green Bay is playing cover 3, and Jimmy looks off the will linebacker on a sucker concept, and hits Kittle. But that's still just one play. Or this play. After the failed shot to the tight end I showed earlier, Green Bay is going to come out and mud the look, presenting man coverage. We're going to run a deep variation off a curl flat concept with a curl route and flat route with a middle hook to create a triangle stretch of the defense. And if it were straight man coverage, you'd look to the flat route as the two vertical routes would create a rub action. Here, Green Bay is going to back out post snap into cover 2 zone. And Jimmy sees the cloud defender drive on the flat route, which will open up Debo's curl route. But the hook defender played it well, so Jimmy has to put the ball over the underneath defender, still in a spot for Debo to make a play on the ball. This was a play I specifically saw Jimmy criticized for being inaccurate, but from the end zone, you can see how narrow his window was and how he had to get it over the underneath defender. Or we can look at the touchdown right after this play. Green Bay, having been beaten by playing zone, is going to come out with the same look, and this time come with an all-out blitz. We're going to run 24 double swirl, and here it is straight out of the Falcons playbook, just so we're clear that Kyle is calling some of the same plays from when he was with the Falcons. and this is just a play with double swirl routes. The swirl route looks like a corner route, but the receiver will break it off, which is good considering how Green Bay was playing many of our corner routes. Green Bay schemed up a free rusher on the play, but Jimmy stands in and begins his windup just as Ayuk hits his first break to push the corner out on the corner route. So the ball is right there when Ayuk turns around, leaving the corner no time to break on the ball. Or we can look at this play where we run a curl flat and smash concepts and have Kittle on a short post. Jimmy reads the split safeties and hits Kittle for a good gain on what would be the last drive for the 49ers in the game. Or this play, this is 3rd and long, and we're going to have an Ohio concept at the bottom. Kittle on a curl route, and then Debo on a curl route. The Packers present like it's going to be cover 4, but post snap, you'll see the safety fly out. This is a trapping cover 6. The cover 6 trap is designed to defeat the Ohio concept, where you present it to be open, but the safety will trap the fade, and you're trying to bait the quarterback into throwing the Ohio. But Jimmy sees it, moves to Kittle, who's covered by the inside quarter and the mic, and then moves to Debo, his 4th read on the play, and gets the ball to him just in time. This is really fast processing of trap coverage, and he still got to Debo to start his throw before Debo turned around, with a defender coming at him. It's real hard to watch plays like this and not agree with Kyle Shanahan, who has said Jimmy is playing really well. And to wrap things up, we'll talk about the very last offensive play of the game that won it for Green Bay. And this is just bad. Here, we're going to be in cover 2 man, and you're going to have safety help over the top, so the corner should be in bump and run with inside leverage. First, Ward gets confused and thinks he's on the guy Warner is covering and is late to get to the tight end. Second, Lenore, as the play goes, ends up in a bail technique. Look how Mosley is playing this. He's playing it tight and correctly, but Lenore is playing off, and the safety is playing for help over the top, so he's not going to be driving on the ball. We're literally giving Adams a free deep in route, which they take, and then kick the game-winning field goal. It's one thing if you make Aaron Rodgers make a ridiculously good throw to beat you. It's another just to give him a route like this. Well, that's it for this episode of 49ers Playbook. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, and don't forget to hit the notifications button to be alerted to when a video goes live. Normally I try and get the video out a couple days earlier, but just wasn't able to this week. In any case, if you'd like to support the channel in any way, I'll have links for that below. I'm really hoping the team bounces back strong and is able to get the run game going against the Seahawks. I hate no team more than the Seahawks. I hate the Seahawks. I loathe them entirely. So I'm hoping we stomp a mud hole on them this Sunday. But thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.